It's 8:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Traffic is slowly getting past the truck crash on the M1 Pacific motorway at Killingworth. Northbound traffic is back for 3.5 kilometres. One lane remains closed just north of Palmers Road. A salvage operation will take place later this morning to remove the truck, meaning there could be more lane closures. An internal police investigation continues after a postal worker armed with a knife lunged at officers before being fatally shot at Warners Bay yesterday afternoon. Steve Hodge was told several times to drop the knife by police after he'd threatened staff at the local post office where he'd worked for many years. It's emerged he had a history of mental illness. Australia Post has offered counselling to staff, and Assistant Police Commissioner Jeff Loy says they're looking after the officers involved.
They have to go through a process of this investigation, and their actions will be accountable, but we'll do everything in our power to ensure that their welfare is maintained.
And a reminder, the number for Lifeline is 13 11 14. Ausgrid workers are preparing for a second round of job cuts. Around 550 redundancies are being made across the network, including more than 80 in the Hunter due to cost cutting. Ausgrid says they have 1,100 jobs which are unfunded as a result of the cuts, and a further 500 redundancies will need to be considered by the end of the year. Port Stephens Council has received a new government grant to combat illegal dumping and is asking community members to take part. The $132,000 grant will be put toward community awareness, encouraging residents to report incidents as soon as they see them. Waste Compliance and Strategy Coordinator Nicholas Jones says measures like this are already having an impact.
It's great news for the community because it's reducing council operation costs in cleaning up illegal dumping, and it's transferring those costs onto the offenders who dumped the rubbish in the first place. We experienced a 30% reduction in illegal dumping in our hotspot areas in the last 12 months due to this type of work.
The Defence Department could end up being sued over the chemical leak at the Williamtown RAF base. A class action specialist has told the Herald neighbouring residents and businesses may be entitled to sue over the contamination scare, saying the department has a duty of care to ensure those close to the base weren't exposed to harm as a result of their operations. And more than 50 primary school students are heading to the Williams River at Dungog today to study the effects of the April floods on water quality. The students will join local experts to test the water for turbidity, salinity, pH and temperature and see just how much damage the storms have caused. Ingrid Berthold from Hunter Local Land Services says it's an important learning experience for the students.
We're having a look at the water quality and the bugs, I guess, to see how healthy the water quality is. This program is raising awareness, I guess, of, looking after our catchments so that they're healthy, but obviously where our drinking water comes from, if we look after it even more so, not just for drinking water quality but for the environment as well, it helps to reduce the need for processing at treatment plants.
Sport for our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club, Fishing Expo, September 13.
The Newcastle Knights could be dealt some serious roster cuts in the 2016 season at the hands of newly appointed coach Nathan Brown. The long-term future of the club will be in mind when the former St George Illawarra and Super League coach takes into consideration whether to cut contracted players from the side. Brown says he'll be looking to the young talent in the side to build the team back up.
Yeah, there's some really talented younger guys that have been playing in the squad, which I'm sure everyone's aware of that. Young Danny Levi and young Tapine, Jake Memo, young Sione, there's lots of, some good young talented players there who have started to play first grade, and it gives you a scope to start to build a team around them.
Waratah's halfback Rob Harlow is hungry for his side to take out the Hunter Rugby Union Premiership. This season means more to Harlow than most, as the 31-year-old RAF intelligence officer has been using the game time as preparation to form part of the Australian Services team. The Tars will take on Hamilton next in the preliminary finals on Saturday. And in the real NRL, Lakes coach Dean Noonan has been named 2015 Coach of the Year after his side placed second, turning around 2 consecutive wooden spoons. That's sport. I'm Emily Crowe.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 9.